Austin, Texas, land of live music, tacos and tech startup, and a whole lot of new neighborhoods. It's no secret the city is booming, but the real question is it actually safe to live in? Whether you're packing your bags, already soaking up the ATX vibes, or just Austin curious, this video is your one-stop guide to the truth about crime, neighborhoods, and natural hazards in the beautiful capital city of Texas. Hand-shot tips, local realtor at Austin for almost 30 years. Let's break it on down so you can decide if Austin is the right fit for you, or should you stick to just the weekend trips and some delicious brisket? Jumping right into how safe is Austin compared to other cities. All right, first things first, how does Austin really stack up? In terms of violent crime, Austin actually performs better than many other major US cities. It ranks safer than places like Chicago, Philadelphia, or even nearby Houston. The rate of violent crime per 100,000 people, things like assaults or robberies, is lower than the average of big cities. When it comes to property crime, that's things like burglary and theft, Austin's a bit more middle of the pack. Not terrible, but not squeaky clean either. The Austin Police Department is understaffed and short on officers by a few hundred. They hope to have that balanced out within 2 years. The police department recently signed a new 5-year contract back in the fall of 2024, which should help after several years of being understaffed. Now here's the catch. Austin's growing fast, like add an entire small city every year fast. That means more people, more traffic, and yes, more reported crimes. But that doesn't automatically mean the city is more dangerous. It just means you need to look at crime per capita, not just the raw numbers. Here are my pro tips. Dive into neighborhood-specific data using local crime maps from the Austin Police Department's website. Compare rates, not totals. Austin's population boom inflates the raw stats. Remember, compared to other big cities, Austin is relatively safe, but location matters. Now, jumping into neighborhoods, let's talk about safe havens. If you're looking for peace of mind and probably a white picket fence, these are the neighborhoods you want to check out. Maybe not white picket fences. Westlake Hills, tucked into the hills with million-dollar views and even pricier homes, this area boasts elite schools, low crime, and a tight-knit feel. Now jumping into another area, Steiner Ranch, a master plan community with top-rated schools and scenic views, and you guessed it, very low crime stats. Now heading down to Southwest Austin, Circle C Ranch, family-friendly, well-maintained, and full of walking trails. You'll find lots of professionals and strong community vibes here. Now heading up to Northwest Hills, leafy, residential, one of the most peaceful parts of Central Austin, great for families and folks who like things a little bit quieter. What makes these neighborhoods so safe? Good question. Things like HOAs involved residents, great schools, and often private security patrols. Of course, that kind of safety comes with a price. Home prices in these areas are definitely on the higher end, but for many, the peace of mind is worth the investment. Here are my pro tips. Suburbs and master plan communities equal lower crime and higher cost. Look for areas with neighborhood watch groups and active HOAs. Always tour a neighborhood at different times of day before making your final decision. All right, every city has its separate patches and Austin is no exception. Parts of East Austin, especially closer to the highway and areas near Riverside, tend to have higher crime rates. You're more likely to see car break-ins, theft, and occasional violent crime in these pockets. But, and this is big, these neighborhoods are changing fast. Gentrification, development, and investments are transforming once overlooked areas into hotspots for food, culture, and yes, rising home values. So don't write them off entirely. Just be smart about where you go and when you go. Okay, here are my pro tips. Crime often happens in isolated areas or late at night. Don't assume a whole neighborhood is unsafe. Don't leave valuables in your car. Seriously, just don't. Stick to well-lit, busy streets when walking around after dark. All right, let's talk about downtown and the nightlife. Downtown Austin is where the party is, literally, but is it safe? If you've been near 6th Street on the weekend night, you know things can get rowdy. We're talking about bar fights, pickpockets, and the occasional street scuffle. It's not Gotham City, but it's not exactly Mayberry either. That said, there's a heavy police presence, especially on the busy nights, and the city's been making efforts to clean up the area with repetition for late night shenanigans. Weeknights tend to be a little more chill and most trouble can be avoided with basic street smarts. Okay, here are my pro tips. Go out in groups, it's more fun anyways. Keep your phone and wallet secure. Pickpockets love distractions. Use rideshare apps like Uber and Lyft instead of walking alone late at night. All right, let's talk about Mother Nature because crime isn't the only thing to consider. Austin's biggest environmental risks are flash flooding, especially in areas near creeks and low elevation, When it rains here, it rains hard. Extreme heat. Summer temperatures often hit triple digits for several days in a row. Winter storms, though rare, can be surprisingly disruptive. Remember Snowpocalypse in 2021? If you haven't heard about that, I probably have another video for that. The city has invested in stormwater infrastructure to combat flooding, and many newer developments are better equipped for weather extremes. Here are my pro tips. Use FEMA flood maps when house hunting to avoid flood zones. Always stay hydrated in the summer. Seriously, heat stroke is real. Have a basic emergency kit and maybe even a backup generator for those rare winter freezes. So is Austin actually safe? Yes, but like any city, it depends on where you live and how you live. Some areas are incredibly secure, others not so much. But with the right knowledge and a little common sense, Austin can be a fantastic safe place to call home. And if you're serious about relocating, don't miss out on my next video, the top 5 neighborhoods redefining Texas. Hit that like button, subscribe for more real estate insights, and stay safe out there, y'all.